So, Cup final day has finally arrived here at the Aviva Stadium. The stage is set. We started out with over 600 teams. We are now down to the final two. Kilbarrack United and the defending champions Sheriff YC. Both teams have just arrived in the ground. They're getting ready for the biggest game of their lives. It's the perfect ad for this competition, which is run all year and one of the biggest club competitions in the world.
Yeah, over 600 clubs involved in this tournament, and it's now deserving that it comes to Aviva for the final. It's got true recognition, it's getting the coverage and the notoriety that it deserves. And we've got two teams in it who played in the last 3 weeks. They played 3 times. Kilbarrack beat Sheriff 3-2 2 weeks ago, 2-1. Sheriff beat Kilbarrack last week, so we don't know what's going to happen tonight. But I'll tell you what, for Aviva to have brought this here today and for us to have the final here, given this cup the recognition it deserves, I think hats off to Aviva for what they've done.
Let's talk to Paul Breen, who's the manager of Kilbarrack United. Paul, how are you feeling today?
Not too bad, Aidan. Looking forward to it. It's a great occasion, so just hope everybody enjoys it.
What difference does it mean to the players to be here in the Aviva Stadium?
This is special. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it's just fantastic that it can be held here, you know, and I hope it can be for many years to come. It's always a good game between ourselves and Sheriff. They're a very good side. Last week they beat us 2-1 in the Leinster Junior. A week before that we beat them in the league, so there's nothing between the two sides. So it'll be a tough, close game again today.
I noticed once again, if you want to have a look, the boots are on. Are you hoping to get on today?
No, definitely not. I wouldn't have been there for that out there.
Given that you're playing in such a big stadium, big occasion today, will it affect how you go about the game today?
No, hopefully not. I think it's just about the Junior Cup. It's great that it's here. It's great to be on the pitch for all the players, but it's about winning the Junior Cup. It doesn't matter where the match is, so that's what we're looking to do, win the cup, and that's it, you know.
Now, as a captain, you lead by example on the pitch, but what will you be saying to your boys over the next 20 minutes as they get ready for this?
You won't be here again, so go at it. Go, make sure you give everything, don't leave on the pitch, and go and win the game.
Joined by Brian Dunleavy, who's the chairman of Sheriff YC. Afternoon, Brian, how are you?
Good afternoon, how are you?
First and foremost, may I say you're looking very sharp, very Mourinho-esque.
Thank you very much, I appreciate that.
You guys have been here before. What's the atmosphere like? How are the team feeling?
Well, the atmosphere is fantastic and it's going to get better as the day progresses, so let's hope everybody enjoys the fantastic game.
You've won this before. Does that give you great confidence today as defending champions?
Well, I mean, what happened in the past is in the past, and you just hope you can replicate what we done last year in Kilbarrack. So I'm looking forward to it.
As defending champions, how do you feel about the game today, knowing you were doing the business last year, that you won it?
I wouldn't say confident, but we're feeling good about the game now. Like, obviously, Kilbarrack added players, we added players, so it's going to be tight. It'll be a tight game, but I'd like to think we can win it.
You've been out on the pitch doing the warm-up. What's it like out there?
It's amazing. The best pitch I've played on.
Conditions are perfect?
Perfect for the game. Couldn't ask anything better.
Right, you're going into the dressing room now. What are you going to say to your players before they come back out for the anthem?
That's a secret.
Our match pundits this afternoon, Mr. Ray Houghton and Alan Cawley. Afternoon to you, lads.
Afternoon.
Ray, perfect conditions for a game of football.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, when you look at the setting we've got here, you know, the stadium, it's a great incentive for both teams to get to the final. The fans have come out to come support their teams, so that's great to see. Now we're just looking forward to the game.
They do know each other inside out, meeting most recently twice in the last 2 weeks, and of course last year in the final, which Sheriff won.
Yeah, of course, both teams know each other so well, you know, and it's going to be obviously a huge occasion for both sets of players. It's how to handle it on the day, especially that's going to determine the winner, I suppose. I think it's going to be. I'm going to fancy Kilbarrack today, so I am.
I'm going to be the judge today. I'm going to sit on the fence and I'm going to go for extra time and even on to penalty kicks, because when you look at both teams, I don't see a great deal between them. You that's been reflected in the way that the season's gone so far. I think it's going to be a tight affair, and as I say, it's all about who makes the fewest mistakes normally goes on to win.
And if it did go to penalties, who'd win it?
If it goes to penalties, the ones that take the best penalties will win.
The FAI Junior Cup came to a fantastic finish on Sunday last as two Dublin City neighbours, Kilbarrack United and Sheriff YC, battled it out for the trophy. The game, of course, was played in the fantastic surroundings of the Aviva Stadium in front of a very healthy crowd of nearly 5,000 people. The first real shot in anger came after 12 minutes when a Kilbarrack free kick was knocked down by Keith Kerwin and could only be cleared to the edge of the box, where the on-rushing Dean Gibbons fired a fantastic volley just over the bar. The next effort on goal came from the head of John Rock after a lovely flighted ball from Stephen Murphy, but Kilbarrack's keeper was equal to the header. Chances were beginning to arrive now, and after Sheriff's Lee Murphy could only parry a David Jackson cross down to the edge of the box to the feet of Eamon Mulligan, but the keeper made amends, diverting the strike for a corner. Sheriff coach Alan Riley was looking a little concerned on the sideline as his team were conceding a lot of possession and some chances. Sheriff YC are a resilient bunch though, and they were not to be tied down as they would put a bit more pressure on the Kilbarrack defence. Their best effort of the day so far came from a stunning Stephen Murphy strike after a Joseph O'Neill corner, but the fantastic Hatton could not be breached. Replay shows just how good the save was, with an excellent fingertip save from Hatton. Sheriff were well and truly on top now, and from the resulting corner, Hatton would again pull off a good save, denying Rock. Hatton was also getting help from his defence too, and when Keith Dunn raced away in goal, Mark Mooney averted the danger with a brilliant last-ditch tackle. Left full-back Gavin Gohrin was next to come to Hatton's aid when he stuck out a toe to clear Joseph O'Neill's shot off the line. After a barrage of pressure, the Kilbarrack lads were glad to hear the half-time whistle and the teams departed 0-0 at the break. Kilbarrack made a blistering start to the second half, and when a hopeful punt was latched onto by Mark Townley, disaster struck for Sheriff, as centre half David Brown was adjudged to have hauled him down and referee David Jameson produced a straight red card. Despite protestations from Brown, and harsh as it may seem, off he would have to go. Sheriff would really have to dig in now, and their ever-willing centre forward Keith Dunn was showing the way, firing a shot from just outside Kilbarrack's box. Stephen Murphy would also test Hatton from distance, with the keeper gathering at the second attempt. The second major talking point occurred midway through the second half when referee Jameson would award Kilbarrack a penalty for what he described as a stamp from Anthony Kavanagh. Replays will show that there was a little bit of a stamp, but you would have to say overall it was a very harsh decision. Up stepped Kilbarrack's influential captain John Malidi, but unfortunately for him he dragged the shot wide, and that was that, 0-0 after 90 minutes and also extra time, so penalties it was. John Malidi would show a lot of courage stepping up for the first penalty again in the shootout, but unfortunately for him it would be the same outcome, firing wide and heartbreak for the skipper. Darren Dunn dispatched Sheriff's first penalty with great aplomb to the delight of the Sheriff fans. Alan McHugh hammered home Kilbarrack's second emphatically. Anthony Kavanagh followed suit, firing home for Sheriff. Mark Mooney would then step up with an accomplished finish for Kilbarrack's third and also a rousing fist pump. Alan McCabe would score the luckiest penalty of all for Sheriff's third, with the ball trickling under Hatton and over the line. Sean Beresford was next with a confident penalty, followed by Lee Murphy in the battle of the keepers with a nice touch from Hatton acknowledging Murphy. Aaron Humphreys would score Kilbarrack's fifth and final penalty, and it was all down to Keith Dunn and keeper Mark Hatton. Dunn came out the winner with a brilliant penalty under the circumstances, and wild celebrations ensued. So overall, you would have to say the Junior Cup final in the Aviva Stadium turned out to be a massive success. Unfortunately for Kilbarrack United, it was heartbreak 2 years in a row, but it was pure delight for Sheriff YC as they claimed the victory and were worthy winners on the day.
Well, Paul Murphy, captain and man of the match, and Alan Riley, winning manager. That was an epic game. How would you put it into words, Paul?
Epic is right. It was a hard game, well fought. Two teams went for it. We went a man down, we dug deep, and I think we deserved it in the end.
Did you think, Alan, when you went a man down, that you were in trouble?
Well, you always when you went down a man down, I think you're always in trouble. And in fairness, the 10 lads that was on the pitch actually stood up to the cause. In fairness, Kilbarrack put a lot of pressure on, and rightly so.
And as captain, you must be proud, and you've also picked up the Man of the Match award today. How can you put that into words?
Yeah, it's fantastic, but never mind the man of the match. I just wanted to win this cup, and I done it in the Aviva. It's a one-off, and I don't think it'll be repeated.
3 in a row?
Enjoy the second one first, that's what we'll do. We'll enjoy the second one, we'll see.
Congratulations, lads. No doubt the biggest day for you, and live long in the memory. Worthy champions. Well done to Sheriff YC. Congratulations, lads.
Thank you.